Hello and welcome back to the Folklore Hiking Stick Workshop. I've got two sticks I'm going to let you have a look at, and I've been working on these for a little while. Well, not non-stop. They've been put to one side. The customer has been in no hurry, and they're being picked up tomorrow from what my wife says. So they're in the workshop. I haven't actually showcased them, and I thought I would because one of them's a little bit off of centre from what I usually do, and I think it's a fantastic opportunity for me to showcase it to you, just to if nothing else, give you guys, if you're hiking stick makers, just another idea of perhaps something that you might want to do. So my workshop has become really an inconvenient mess, but it's that time of year, and I'm working around it. And indeed, the workshop is pretty much coming to a bit of a seasonal standstill here at the moment. But as you can see, I've got a whirlwind of stuff I got to sort out, and these two fine sticks here are the last ones, like custom orders, going out this side of this year, and they're obviously for Christmas. As you can see, it's that blue one that a customer wanted, and I'll discuss that. And the traditional candy cane model, which sells very well for myself, but there's some added things the customer wanted, and I'll let you have a look. But yeah, I'll get you set up, and I'll put those in my hand so we can have a look at them. So yeah, I sprayed these a good couple weeks ago, and I layered it up because when you're using wood, you don't have a completely flush finished surface. If you're applying paint, it'll take several coats, so that had to happen. And with one of them, it ended up having 4 coats of polyurethane, and I'll explain why. The other one only needed 3 to achieve the result I was after. But yeah, first off the bat, we'll have a look at our pink and purple candy cane one. Wouldn't it be tragic if I knocked them over and scuffed the actual sticks now? Yeah, that's always a worry of mine. That's why I do like custom orders in the post, or the customer picking them up and out of my workshop as fast as possible. I do not want an incident with a stick, somebody else's stick, quite simply through me being clumsy in here. But in any case, this is a candy cane model, and I've showed it to you on many occasions, and or on a few occasions that I've had them. And they do sell very well, as you can imagine. There's something a little bit different. But the customer wanted the traditional stencils on the top. And I've got a few butterflies running down through the swirl. A nice, really nice, generous polished copper tip on this one, and it just sets it all off, as you can see. But yeah, a little bit unusual, and it kind of falls into the category of folklore in itself. I've got if you can see, well, I'll bring it here, you can see this. They wanted a kind of that sun kind of design that you can get. Obviously sunshine is the name requested, and up here, if you can see, a mermaid. There you go. And that kind of falls in line, as one of my folklore kind of models in itself. But yeah, a very nice stick, and it's set off with a very light grey lanyard. It's come out very well. I'm very happy with this one. But I'll bring the next one over. And by the way, that took 3 coats of polyurethane to get the result I was after. This one required 4. I don't usually do a hiking stick in a block colour like this. It was requested a blue stick, and I've done it. But yeah, what I found out is very quickly that if you do spray a colour on it and it's a block colour, it kind of looks dull and bland. And I was racking my brains on how I could make it more vibrant. There was a suggestion of getting several different colours of blue and trying to blend them in. But, that seemed an expensive way to go, buying different colours of blue. So with what I've got like purple because of my candy cane models. I very lightly blended a little bit of purple in, and it's kind of married into the blue to give it a bit of depth. It's not one complete solid block colour of blue, and I think it's worked out very well. If you have a look, you can just see the blue goes darker in patches. Well, that's not dark blue, that's the very faint hint of purple which I've used just to give it substance and depth. Now, once I got the paint on, I had to put a light coat of polyurethane on, sand that back to take out all any pits or indiscretions, put a heavier coat on, let that go off for 2 days, sand that back, and I still felt that it didn't have the full result I was looking for, so I had to put another heavier coat of polyurethane on. That got me pretty much where I wanted, but I had to sand that back slightly, and then I had to put a top coat on, and that's given me this beautiful, if I can get out of the light, beautiful mirrored polyurethane finish. It's really nice. It's come up just how I want it, and it feels nice. It feels nice to touch. But in any case, putting that to one side, my troubles trying to get a result I wanted. This one here is a pirate one. Yet again, folklore. You can see they requested a mermaid and pirate, but it kind of fits in with my theme anyway of my hiking sticks. There you go, a pirate. Name there. Bazza. Obviously my logo, and then coming down to a nicely polished copper tip there. Yet again, I've added a silver or light grey lanyard because it kind of works with the coloration, like a forest brown or army khaki green lanyard just probably wouldn't work that well, But yeah, this has come out really well, and I'm really pleased with it. And I think you can agree that the blue needed that little hint of that purple just to break up that complete block of blue. You would have to really struggle to look at it to see it's purple. It just looks like a darker blue, but it's just put depth into the colour of the stick. And it was well worth investing that effort, I feel, to give the customer what he wants, but also my own personal satisfaction. Because I would walk past this while it was drying and look at it and think, I'm not happy with that total blue colour. It was just playing on my mind, but I'm glad it's worked out, and I think it's come out really, really epic. So yeah, I'll put this one back before yet again I drop this one. Right then, so I've got all my custom orders that the customers have purchased and requested. They've all been in the postal system, and thankfully we can see, and we've been informed by customers, that the hiking sticks have reached their destination. I don't have any more in the system, and I won't be using or posting anything off this date here. Quite simply because there's been Christmases we've been on the edge of our seat, right up to the last minute, waiting for parcels to be delivered. And it leaves no leeway to try and sort or rectify a situation out if they don't arrive. But we have actually achieved that goal of getting everything to the customer, which is fantastic. I do have enough stock in here for walking customers, and we do get that, believe it or not, last minute Christmas presents. Whether that's something that I should pat myself on the back that they think of me, or whether it's out of desperation. But in any case, we do get last minute custom orders. But I did have a chat with the gentleman who's had quite a lot of hiking sticks off me for the walking group he belongs to. He seems to be the go-between between me and them, and he purchases quite a few. But he did casually in the conversation drop the fact that he puts rubber tips on the hiking sticks that he takes away from me. I produce 99% with just a copper tip because they go from here and they're used hiking on rough outdoor terrain. But their group tends to prefer the rubber tip. So I did actually quite mention to him, I do put rubber tips on if requested. So that's just something to bear in mind. But on top of that, on this one here, I'll just show you, the copper tip is no bar from you actually putting a rubber tip. If you got a copper tip like this from myself, or you've made one with a copper tip because you just want that option to use it off-road possibly at some point, before you do, if I can find it, I've got an old one here. Here's an old rubber tip. It will sit on perfectly. This isn't a new one, believe you me, it's an old one. But yeah, you can put right over the actual copper tip there. You know, and it sits pretty firm and everything like that. If you'd used it, you would probably have to get a file and file it off to accept the rubber tip, or get somebody that can do that. Bear in mind, metal splinters, your eyes, hands, safety equipment if you're doing that. But if it's a brand new one and you put the copper tip on, you can actually just put a rubber tip on the top. So yeah, I just thought I'd just bring you along this and showcase those two hiking sticks to you. And yeah, I'm going to call it a day now. And this is Andy from Folklore Hiking Stick Workshop. Take care, stay safe, and I hope to catch you guys out on the trail.